Imagine being lost at sea. You're sailing across an endless blue expanse with no landmarks or points of reference. How would you know where you are? What direction are you traveling in? These questions may seem obvious in our day and age. After all, we have GPS and Google Maps. But it wasn't that long ago that humans didn't have these advanced technologies to help them navigate the seas. And the ancient mariners had to rely on tools like compasses and charts to find their way around. Today, we'll be learning about one of those tools, the world's first ocean map. But before we dive into this topic, be sure to hit that like button for more videos about the amazing discoveries from our past. Now let's get started. What was life like during the time when the world's first ocean map was created? The answer is not what you might think. In fact, there were many misconceptions about the world back then. For example, people believed that the Atlantic Ocean was much smaller than it actually is. They also thought that Africa looked very different than it does today. As a result, they drew maps that were inaccurate because they simply didn't have enough information to know any better. One of the biggest challenges facing sailors was knowing what lay beyond the horizon. This lack of knowledge led to fear and uncertainty while traversing the vast sea. To make matters worse, existing maps did little to alleviate these concerns. Most seafarers relied on oral traditions and stories passed down by other sailors. This resulted in a lot of misinformation and confusion among sailors who were already battling the elements at sea. It was until someone took it upon themselves to create the world's first ocean map that everything changed. This individual, an ancient Greek named Anaximander, was born around 600 BC in Miletus. He was part of a group of thinkers known as the Polynesian school, which sought to explain natural phenomena through reason and observation rather than mythology and superstition. Anaximander's map was based on his own observations and experiences, as well as those of sailors he met on his travels. He used a combination of geometry, astronomy, and geography to create a detailed chart showing the coastlines of the known world. His map also included some of the earliest known representations of latitude and longitude lines, which allowed sailors to accurately determine their position at sea. Before Anaxamander's map, the Mediterranean Sea was depicted as a giant inland lake with no outlet to the ocean. However, thanks to his efforts, we now have an accurate representation of the shape of the Earth and how the continents are arranged. Fortunately, only fragments of Anaximander's original map remain, and we don't know exactly what it looked like. However, copies of his work have survived, which provide us with valuable insights into his cartographic techniques and the state of geographical knowledge at the time. One such copy is the Anaximander crater on the Moon, which is named after him due to its close resemblance to the coastline of Africa as depicted on his map. Another interesting aspect of Anaximander's map is that it was one of the first to include the concept of perspective. This means that he drew the coastlines of continents as if they were viewed from above, giving the viewer a sense of depth and three-dimensionality. This innovation made it easier for sailors to visualize their position relative to other land masses, which was crucial for navigation. But why should we care about this ancient Greek cartographer? What does his work have to do with us today? The answer is more than you might think. Anaximander's pioneering work laid the foundation for modern cartography and helped us develop a deeper understanding of our planet. Without his contributions, we may not have been able to explore and map the oceans as we know them today. In addition to his advancements in cartography, Anaximander also made significant contributions to other fields of knowledge. He was interested in a wide range of topics, including astronomy, physics, and philosophy. His ideas about the nature of the universe were particularly influential and helped pave the way for future scientific discoveries. For example, he proposed that the Earth was a cylinder floating in space, and he believed that the stars were fixed in their positions and that the planets moved around the Earth. While some of these ideas were later proven incorrect, they were still groundbreaking at the time and helped advance human understanding of the cosmos. While Anaximander is often overshadowed by his more famous contemporaries such as Pythagoras and Thales, he was equally important in shaping the course of human history. His contributions to science and mathematics were foundational and helped set the stage for the scientific revolution that would occur centuries later. So the next time you look up at the stars or pull out a map to help you navigate, take a moment to remember Anaximander and his pioneering work. He may not have been a household name, but his contributions to our understanding of the world are truly timeless. Now let's learn about another fascinating discovery from our past, Have you ever heard of the Dead Sea Scrolls? Imagine being an archaeologist in the 1940s, making a groundbreaking discovery that sheds light on one of the most significant periods in human history. That is exactly what happened when the Dead Sea Scrolls were found in the caves near the Dead Sea. These ancient texts, written between the last 3 centuries BC and the 1st century CE, are the oldest known copies of biblical manuscripts. They provide an invaluable glimpse into the historical context of the New Testament and the Second Temple period in Jewish history. But the story of their discovery is just as fascinating as the texts themselves. It all began in 1947, when a young man stumbled upon a cave containing a number of clay jars. Inside these jars were leather and papyrus scrolls written in Hebrew, Aramaic, and Greek. The discovery sent shockwaves through the academic community and the world of religion. These texts were thousands of years old and provided an unprecedented look into the past. As word of the discovery spread, more and more people became involved in the search for ancient texts. Over the years, 11 caves were discovered containing over 900 manuscripts. The collection included copies of the books of Isaiah, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy, as well as sectarian writings that offered new insights into the religious and political landscape of the time. The Dead Sea Scrolls have revolutionized our understanding of the Second Temple period, shedding light on a time when Judaism was in transition and the New Testament was taking shape. The texts also provide valuable information about the Essenes, a Jewish sect that lived near the Dead Sea and is believed to have written some of the sectarian documents. But the story of the Dead Sea Scrolls is far from over. There are still many unanswered questions about their discovery and the texts themselves. For example, we do not know for sure why the Essenes hid the scrolls in the caves, or how they managed to preserve them so well. Additionally, some scholars argue that the scrolls were not written during the Second Temple period, but rather much later. Despite these mysteries, the Dead Sea Scrolls remain one of the most important archaeological finds of the 20th century. They have revolutionized our understanding of the Bible and the historical context of the New Testament. If you want to learn more about this incredible discovery, be sure to visit our channel and subscribe for more updates. We hope you enjoyed learning about one of the world's first ocean maps and the fascinating discoveries from our past. Don't forget to hit that like button and share your thoughts in the comments below. Well, we look forward to bringing you more exciting content in the future. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.